One of the internet's favorite and most powerful ways to accept payments online is Stripe, and it works with WooCommerce. So let's set up Stripe in this video. Head into WooCommerce, Settings, then Checkout, and finally the Stripe submenu. If you don't see this, make sure you've installed and activated our Stripe payment method. You can check by going to Plugins, then Installed Plugins. You may have installed it and didn't realize it if you used our quick setup wizard. If you don't have it, select Add New and search for it. Be certain you search for its full name, WooCommerce Stripe Payment Gateway. You'll find our extension when you see it's made by WooCommerce. Now that everyone has it installed and activated, let's head back to our settings. First, let's enable Stripe for your customers. Then give it a title, such as Pay with Credit Card, and a short description. Both of these will be visible to your customers at checkout. The following option, Test Mode, when enabled will accept orders using the few test card numbers Stripe provides. There are even a few specific numbers to replicate different responses, things like card declined and expired messages. Next, you need to set the keys for both the live and test mode. If test mode is enabled, it'll ask for your test secret key and test publishable key. With test mode disabled, it'll ask for the live versions. These are API keys that can be found in your Stripe account. Logged in, you'll see a section titled API in the left menu. Insert those keys in their respective fields. Just to be clear, test mode will not charge your customers. We'd recommend you only use this on a staging site. Otherwise, be sure test mode is disabled when you want customers to come to your site and pay for your products. Don't leave it on thinking you are earning money while you ship out customers their orders. Following the key fields is a statement descriptor. This helps make it clear who charged them on their card statements. The remaining options are related to the payment experience with Stripe. Capture charge immediately will charge customers right away. Disabling this will only authorize the charge. A shop manager will have to manually capture these within 7 days after the order has been submitted. Enabling Stripe Checkout will replace the card fields on the checkout page. It still asks for billing details, but when you go to pay, it brings up a modal window. This is where your customers now enter their card details. It's a form that Stripe maintains, and it works across all devices. If you enable Stripe Checkout, then you'll have some new settings. First, you can choose your language. Enable Bitcoin currency for customers to pay with, and then set a custom checkout image. Setting an image will then show up above your store name in the modal window. The next setting is really exciting, as you can now enable Apple Pay for your WooCommerce store. If this is something you want to offer your customers, then enable it and you'll have 2 new settings. You can choose to use either a black or white Apple Pay button. Then set the language for that button. Use the link in the description to find your 2-letter ISO code if needed. To kick off your Apple Pay setup, head back to your Stripe account and then Payments. You'll see an Apple Pay link next to Settings where you can set up your site. Begin by accepting Apple's terms of service. Then you can add a new domain where you want to use Apple Pay. The Stripe extension should already have set up the verification file for you. But if not, you can download it here and manually upload it to your site via FTP. With the domain added and Apple Pay enabled, your shiny Apple Pay button should show up in a few new places. First, when viewing a product, then on the cart page, and finally at checkout. Apple Pay on the web is a really great checkout experience that works in iOS 10, watchOS 3, and macOS Sierra. It has a few requirements to be aware of. First, a customer has to be using a supported device and Safari to see the Apple Pay button. Then to use it on a Mac, you'll have to either have a new model that has Touch ID built into the touch bar, or you'll need an iPhone with Touch ID and Apple Pay support. If you have an Apple Watch, it can also authenticate payments on a Mac. Offering Apple Pay is proven to reduce any friction buying from you, which increases your conversion rates, all while being safer for everyone involved. It's really great. Let's wrap up our Stripe settings now. Enabling payment via saved cards will allow your customers to save their credit card with Stripe and use those stored details next time they make a purchase. To be clear, the card details are never kept in your store. Only on Stripe's servers where they take great care of them with the tightest security practices. Finally, you can enable logging. If enabled, all error messages will be added to the WooCommerce system status log. If there is ever a problem with this plugin, this will help you find out the problem faster. Select Save Changes and you're done. Thanks for watching.